Dr. Whyte, you mentioned it earlier, but how can changes to your diet actually help prevent cancer?
The biggest change is for people to think about food as medicine. It's really as powerful as a prescription drug. So when you're deciding, do I eat that orange or do I eat a bag of potato chips? Hopefully you're going to make the healthy choice more often than not. You want to choose those foods that are going to boost your immunity. And the other thing I tell people, food is an acquired taste. We're not pre-programmed to like sugary treats or red meat. Our tastes are acquired. We learn them. And the good news about that is you can unlearn them as well and choose healthier foods.
What changes can viewers make today to make their diet more cancer prevention friendly?
Yeah, a couple ideas. You can try to include fruits and vegetables at every meal. So for me, for breakfast, I try to put blueberries in plain yogurt.
Love those blueberries.
They do. It's a superfood. Or to put it in oatmeal. Lunch is probably where you can make the biggest change. What do we tend to do? A lot of us grew up with white bread, and then we use lunch meat, which has a lot of sodium and nitrites, and then we have a bag of potato chips and soda. Well, that's a recipe for disaster. I mean, the better option would be have whole wheat bread, use an avocado mash, try some spinach leaves on top of that, and use sliced chicken breast or turkey that you made at home with a glass of water.
So finally, you say that sleep also is a very important component if we're trying to do everything we can, change lifestyle to try to keep our cancer risk at bay.
Sleep has an important role in immune function, and what it does, it helps our white blood cells fight infection. So what's the first thing you do when you get a cold or the flu? You go to bed and you go to sleep because you instinctively know that sleep is going to help your white blood cells fight infection. And we really do need 7 to 9 hours of sleep at night. You know, some people want to brag they only need 5, but they really don't. It's going to catch up on them. And we've seen an incidence in terms of where there's an increase of breast cancer in women who work night shifts. So sleep really is important.
Interesting. And then finally, that nasty 5-letter word, 6-letter word, stress.
That's all right. It's all those S's. It gets confusing.
Which they talk about, it's pro-inflammatory, it affects your sleep, it affects your eating habits. Everything that you already alluded to goes hand in hand with stress.
And some stress is good. Before an important meeting or, a test, we get stressed, and that can help us perform. It's the chronic stress that we have on a daily basis where our heart is racing, our stomach churns all the time. And the reality is that stress is going to cause that inflammation. And when we're stressed, we make mistakes. And so too do our cells. So instead of dividing normally, they start to make errors. And I often use the example, what if I told you all of a sudden you need to make a batch of 50 cookies, right? You're going to be stressed and you're going to be rushed. And some of those cookies are going to be burnt. Some are going to be undercooked. Some aren't even going to look like cookies. They're not going to taste right. That happened to me this summer. My 8-year-old had a bunch of people over, and you know what? I had to make cookies real fast, and they're great because they tell you these don't taste right. These don't look like a cookie. But it's the same thing for our cells. Stress, chronic stress, is going to poison our DNA and then cause errors in creating cancer cells.
And that's our job for all of us, is to find a way. I mean, the stress probably isn't going to go away. It's just how you deal with it.
Absolutely.